just wanted to do a quick demo of our food analyzer app that we just created. So let me sign in here and we'll give you a quick demo. To start with, this one's going to be a blank. It'll be the demo, and I'll show you just the basics, and then I'll get into one that has information in it. So first thing you'd want to do is come in, well, you have your systems. You can make user accounts and stuff. But now let's come over here to ingredient categories. So now we want to start categorizing. Let's come here for a new record. Let's say we want cheese as a category, make it active and save it. And let's do another one. Let's come here to a new record. Let's say that would be meat, active and save it. And we'll obviously put all your main categories in here. We'll show you a little bit more as we go. So let's go to menu categories. All right, so we can go to fajitas. Spell that right? Whoops, I did it. Well, let's a new record. Fajitas. Active. Okay, would it be even easier? Let's just do this. Let's come in here. New record. Lunch. Okay, make that active. So you'd fill that out so you'd be able to navigate through the system pretty well. So now let's come back in here and we'll go to the ingredients. And there's nothing in here, of course. So let's go to a new record. We're going to create. And the category we're going to choose is going to be a cheese. And I don't know, let's go with American cheese. And let's say you buy that cheese in 40-pound packages. And I have no idea, I'm just making this up. So, and you pay $325 for the package. Now my waste factor is not active yet. That would be an upgrade. We'll work on that a little later. So now we'll come in here, put active and save. Waste factor must be a numeric. So, okay, so you have to put a 0 in there. Save. So now let's see what does that show us. So now here we've got cheese. The type is American. The package unit is 40. This is in pounds, by the way, which turns out to be 640 ounces. So the cost of the package is $325, which makes the cost of this item 51 cents an ounce. Like I say, the waste factor is not working at this point. So you would go through here and you'd put in all of your, let's put one more. Let's go in here to, we'll put a meat in here this time. A meat name would be steak. And package unit, 10 pounds at $120 and 42 cents. And a 0. Now this is where the waste factor would come in once we get it set up. Sometimes you have to trim the meat, and so you would have a waste factor. But right now we're not able to do that. So save. Again, this shows you now 10 pounds, 160 ounces, cost 120, 42. Cost per ounce is 75 cents, waste factor, so forth. So then you would come into your menu, and let's choose a new record. And we'll just call this one a test menu and save. So now we want to come in here and put let's see, that's not right. Back out. All right. Let's go sample. Oh, no wonder. I'm in menu category. I knew something wasn't right. Let's come back over here to menus. That's what we want to do. Now we'll go to new record. Category. Test. And let's just call this a sample. And we're going to sell that for $8.98. Okay, make it active. Okay, and save. Now, what goes in there? Let's go with ingredient. We'll have cheese. We only have the one, so we'll call that American cheese. And we'll put 3 ounces in there, and we'll add that. So now we've got that in here. Cost $1.52. So now let's add another ingredient, and this time it's going to be a meat, and it's going to be steaks on what choice we have, and we'll put again 5 ounces of meat, and add that. And so now we've got that plate cost us $5.29. We're selling it for $8.98. So we'll update it. And now let's go to the dashboard. And now we have one item in here. It's a test item. There's a category, there's a sample. Sell it for $8.98, cost us $5.29. We have a profit of $3.69, which is a 69.9% markup. So that basically gives you the idea of how we'd have to go through to set all this up. So that said, now let me show you one that's been filled out. That's not necessarily 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. So now we've got all kind of things in here. If I want to separate, I want to see what for lunch. Now watch what happens here. Now I'm going to click on this sort button, and when we do it, it's going to come back to 0. No, I'm sorry. I'll show you that in a minute. So this gives you everything in lunch. And again, we can come over here. We can compare all the items. But let's get out of here for a minute. Let me show you another thing. This would be a really important thing. So we want to find out, all right, of all the plates we're serving, how many of them have less than a double your money or 100% markup? This is one that says it'll come back as 0 at this point in time. It won't show anything. So then I'll click on it again. Now I want to say is less than 100% markup. So now it brings up, we've got 3 pages of them. This is the first page. And something we might want to add later, we can't do it at this point in time, is to be able to sort these based on increasing or decreasing. So this lunch special right here has a 92% margin. Sell it for $7.99, cost $4.15, profit $3.84. So we may want to start looking at something. I can scroll down. Here's one 16.8%. So that's a lunch special. So enchilada and tostada. So now we want to maybe come back over here to the menus. And I want to sort based on enchilada. Let's sort. I spelled it wrong. Sort. Enchilada and tostada. So now we've got, this is a good example here because now we've got the same thing, ground beef, picadillo beef, shredded chicken. So let's look at those 3. One has a 587% margin. One has a 200% margin. A markup, I should say, one's at 94. So if I'm going to run a special here, which one do you think I want to run my special on? I want people to be buying that chicken. I could sell chicken based on what I'm seeing here. I could sell that chicken 2 for the price of 1, buy 1, get 1 free, and make more money on that than I would on the picadillo beef. Or we can go down here too. So the point is we can do a lot of things in here to tell what's going on. I'm not sure all these numbers are exactly accurate at this point. We're still working on the accuracy. The mechanics works perfect. That part's not a problem. It just kind of goes back to the old saying of GIGO, if people remember that, garbage in, garbage out. So if my numbers weren't right in the ingredient cost or in the menus, and here's a point. Let me bring up. Let's look at this one right here. I don't know what it is. I can go here to And now we can go back and see what's on this plate here. Large combination. Here's the name of it. Shredded chicken. Now, is it really 9 ounces? I don't know. So we need to make sure that that's correct. The cheese was cheddar cheese, 2 ounces. So we can go back in and really analyze everything we're doing on that site, on that menu item, to make sure that it's accurate. So yeah, that's just an overall. So we can do a lot of things here. So on my dashboard, one last thing I'll show you, and we've already alluded to that, but now instead of being, we want to find out what we're not making money on. Let's say anything that has a 400% margin, or markup, I should say. Filter. Nothing, which I didn't put my stuff in, so now we want to go is greater than. Now we'll come back here. So now we've got 2 pages of that. So this would be a great way to identify what would you want to promote. I mean, I'm looking here, child plates. Now we want to encourage people to bring their kids in. That's good profit. One last thing I'll mention too is there's no way you can't deposit a percentage. So even though these are nice percentages over in this column, what you really deposit in your bank account is your profit right here. So you want to look at both of these things here to make sure that that's where you're trying to go. So anyhow, hope that helps. Reach out to me. I'd love to share this a little more as we go. And if you think this is something you maybe could use in your prospecting, use in your development going to restaurants, let me know. I'd love to talk with you. All right, take care.